Now, I am like this because of my parents were like that. Or I cannot succeed because the environment around me is not supportive. It's almost automatic, isn't it? When something goes wrong, a little bit of inconvenience, and we look outward at people, at circumstances, and even at our past, and we assign the blame there. But here's this thing, right? When we do that, you are giving away your power. The whole concept of not taking responsibility is about giving away our power. Blaming others might feel like a relief in the moment, but in a longer run, what it does is it keeps us stuck. Now you'll ask why? Because it takes away the one thing that we need to change our life, which is responsibility. Responsibility is not about fault, it's about power. It's about realizing that no matter where you are right now, you have the ability to change your direction. But it only happens when you take the responsibility for your actions, which you might have done consciously, subconsciously, unconsciously. Blaming external factors can feel comforting. They can feel comforting. It is so easier to say that this is because of them and not because of me. But what happens when you do that? You remain victim of your circumstances. And then, over the time, blaming becomes a shield, a way to protect ourselves from uncomfortable truths. Like the fact that we might be contributing to our own stagnation. Because if you are stagnant here, then you will be stagnant. Your growth will be stagnant in this 3D realm. And this is especially true when it comes to our beliefs. Maybe you grew up hearing that success is not for people like you, or that happiness is always fleeting. Now these ideas sink deep into our minds, right? They just make a home in our subconscious. But holding on to them and blaming your environment for these only ensures that they stay alive. They cannot leave you unless you decide that you want to leave them. And then there is this very popular idea floating around that I don't need to change for anyone, right? And it's true. It is true to an extent that you don't need to change to fit somebody else's expectations. However, when you are clinging to limiting beliefs, refusing to change, that is not self-love. That is self-sabotage. I'll say it again. It's not self-love, it is self-sabotage. True growth requires us to look within and ask, am I holding myself back? Are my thoughts limiting? Whatever is it that I'm feeling, is it limiting? And the moment you stop blaming and start taking responsibility, everything shifts. Everything shifts. Think about it, right? If your current situation is entirely somebody else's fault, then you are powerless to change it because you can't do anything about it. Because it is somebody else's thing to do. But if you acknowledge that your choices, whether conscious or not, play a role, then you have found the key to transformation, to step into a higher frequency, to step into your newer frequency. Even if your environment shape your thoughts, you have the power to reshape them. At any point of your life, you have the power to reshape them. For example, You might say, my work environment is toxic and is affecting my mental health, right? Well, that may be true. That may be true. But staying there is still a choice. Choosing to protect your peace or seek change is also in your hands. So you've got to take that leap and take that power back into your hands. So now the real question is, how do we take responsibility? Right? Number one step is pause and reflect. Pause and reflect. When something goes wrong, resist the urge to point fingers and ask yourself first, what role did I play in this? That is the very first step, and it is very easy. Stop pointing fingers and look within first, right? Number two, recognize patterns. Are there recurring issues in your life? Maybe you keep experiencing the same problems in your relationships or at work. And these patterns often reveal areas where you need to grow, what you need to let go, what you need to change. Third, shift your perspective. Shift your perspective. Instead of seeing challenges as obstacles, see them as lessons. Every setback is an opportunity to learn and make better choices. And lastly, take intentional action. Recognize what you can control and take small steps to change it. It is very easy once you start doing this, right? And now, here's a question for you. What's that one area in your life where you have been pointing fingers? Take a moment to reflect. And what if you stopped blaming and started asking yourself, what can I do to change this? And the minute you're doing this, you are claiming your power. Because when you take responsibility, you reclaim your power. You are no longer a victim of your circumstance. You are the creator of your own life. You are the universe that you are looking for. I know it's not always easy, but it is worth it because it gives you all the power that you need to step into your desired reality. So next time when you are going to point out fingers at anything, just look within and ask yourself, what role did I play here and how can I change it? And I know you will do great. I'll see you in the next video.